Alright, everybody, welcome to episode 183 of Psycho's Platters. Always powered by coffee. I think we're going to call this one today, this is a vinyl episode. This is going to be a various genre type stuff, okay? This is stuff that I picked up literally in the last couple weeks at a Goodwill and a Salvation Army. All albums. Let's get started right off the bat. I also like easy listening stuff. I don't know about you, but Mighty Psycho likes to rock all the time, but you know, sometimes I just like to relax a little bit too. And my appreciation for this kind of music has only probably hit me in the last 5 to 10 years. Before that I've been like, ugh, but no, I've actually liked some of this stuff. So I'm going to show you here. First thing I found, Nat King Cole in Ballads of the Day. That's right. This one actually came out in April 1956, but it was originally recorded from January 53 to August 54. It was an original jazz composition, number 16 on the Billboard 200 charts. Nelson Riddle was the arranger, and Nelson Riddle did lots of TV and movie arranging material. It's beautiful. Nat King Cole died February 1965 of lung cancer. I'll show you this one here. Like I said, these albums mostly are near mint, but this one here being on the Green Capitol, which would be the original label for this. This next one, Julie London. I just started appreciating some of her singing work. You know, she could be breathy, she could be torchy, she could be a little hokey once in a while, but when I found this in such great shape, Julie Is Her Name, this one here from December 1955, Crimea River was the big hit. Barney Kessel and Ray Leatherwood contribute to this album. Barney Kessel, the bigger name of them all, he was on guitar on this. He originally, you know, in the past worked for Harpo Marx, Charlie Parker, Oscar Peterson, and Sonny Rollins. He ended up being a member of the Wrecking Crew in the 60s and would do a lot of different recordings, mainly, you know, the ones that are coming to mind, Beach Boys and the Monkees. This I thought was kind of interesting for all you original Star Trekkies out there. He actually plays bass on Mr. Spock's theme in the episode Amok Time, so he ends up doing that. This is the front, this is the back. Now, this says London Records. And in the U.S., it's Liberty Records put out Julie's work. But, yes, indeed, I found an original London UK press. This is beautiful. I'm telling you, I'm not seeing a scratch on this thing. Totally beautiful for being over 60 years old. This album. This is the back of this too. But Julie Is Her Name. And then I found this one. This one here, Julie London, London by Night, with Pete King and his orchestra. Now, this one came out in '58. Pete King would end up being president of the National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences in 1967, and in the 70s he would end up doing music arrangements for the show Happy Days and the Brady Bunch. Pete died in '82. Like I said, original Liberty green on this one. She just looks so cute. She looks so cute. Alright, so that's Julie London stuff. This next one, I have not found too many Dave Brubecks. I still have yet to find a Take 5 in really good shape. I have found beat up ones. Well, this isn't Take 5, and I'm alright with that. It's Dave Brubeck Quartet in Europe on Columbia. This is the front, this is the back. This one came out, it was recorded in Copenhagen in March 5th, 1958, and this was released in late 58. Dave Brubeck's band members included Paul Desmond, who would end up going to work for Jerry Mulligan and Ed Beckert. He was on alto sax. Oh boy, I can't even read my writing here. I want to say Eugene Wright. Oh boy. He ended up, he was the double bassist. He was on, he used to work with Count Basie, Charlie Parker, and Billie Holiday, among others. And then drummer extraordinaire Joe Morello. He started out in Stan Kenton working there a little bit, but mainly worked with Brubeck for most of his life. He was, though, an in-demand clinician and teacher. Some of his former students, Max Weinberg from Springsteen's band, John Fishman from Fish, and Jerry Pulsey from Four Seasons, and others. Pretty neat to have this one here. This one I'll show you because I've always loved the Columbia 6-Eye. This is beautiful, and of course this is in mono. This one here, once again, I'm at least calling it a near mint. I see fingerprints, but that's about it. So happy to have that Dave Brubeck in my collection. This next one here, I found a few 45s from the Jonah Jones Quartet. This is the first Jonah Jones album that I've come across, though. Swinging on Broadway from 1957. This is the front. I like this picture. I really, really do. It just smacks totally of 50s. And I know this is going to sound really weird, but for 2 seconds, she almost looks like if the picture was taken 2 seconds later that she was almost going to smack her in the ass. I know that's really not what it is, but it just kind of looks that way. This is the front. This is the back. This here, of course, is on original Capitol, also green Capitol. Jonah Jones, he started out in the 40s with Benny Carter, Fletcher Henderson, and Cab Calloway, which is where he'd end up making his better work before he would go, you know, solo in the 50s and do his own quartet and such. Now, I probably am maybe wrong on this, but I could have sworn that I remembered seeing that this went for a near mint condition, $100. I'm not sure why. Maybe that's a misprint. But this thing, seriously, beautiful shape. I would say this is between VG++ and near mint, honestly. So very happy to have this. I can't wait to listen to it. But Jonah Jones Quartet from 57. Now, to jump a decade, and I know you're going to go, well, why the heck does he have this? Skitch Henderson. Salute to Irving Berlin with Skitch Henderson and his band. This came out in July of '68. It was produced by Tio Macaro. I hope I said that right. Basically, Tio was known for his own band, along with working with Charlie Mingus. I cannot talk today. Sorry, guys. He also worked under the alias Frank Glenn. He started out, actually, Skitch started working in the MGM musical department. And supposedly he was on the promo tour with Judy Garland and Mickey Rooney and helped, how should I say this, arrange Over the Rainbow when she was doing her live appearances. Of course, that supposedly is up in question, according to other people from that era. He ended up being big in radio in the 40s to about 1950, and from 1951 to 66, he would end up being the lead of the NBC Orchestra. He conducted that. And from 62 to 66, mostly, he was briefly replaced but came back. But he also was the band leader on The Tonight Show. Yes, Steve Allen version and Johnny Carson. Now, normally, I got to admit, I would not get this, but it was autographed. Yes, best wishes, Skitch Henderson. I just thought that's amusing. And for the 50 cents to $1 I paid for these things, I am not going to pass that up. Alright, next. This one's a head-scratcher in a way. We jump to an estate sale. Went to this estate sale, $2 albums, okay? Old country, 60s and early 70s, except this, which was the head-scratcher. Sherwin Linton and the Cotton Kings play Mule Skinner Blues and other favorites. Now, I just like this picture. This almost looks like a garage band, doesn't it? That's why I picked this thing up. Not only that, it's signed on the back. Yes, it's signed on the back. I don't have a lot of information on Sherwin. Sherwin's still alive, though, and he's got his own band page. But he started in South Dakota in the mid-50s and then jumped to Minneapolis in '57. Now, I'm led to believe that he had a handful of rockabilly singles in the late 50s, early 60s, and he also had associations with Roy Acuff and Johnny Cash. So the only best hint I can figure this out is Mule Skinner Blues came out in like late '60. So, I mean, this is a '60s album, I think. If anybody has any information on this, I'm please help out with this, because I have no clue. I could not find this on Discogs or any other place. Now, I flash forward over to a few days after all of that stuff, and I go to the Salvation Army. And I know you guys are going to know how this feels. You miss something maybe good by that much. And I mean less than 24 hours, I'm told, okay? The day before, somebody dumped a bunch of Elvis albums. My friend Doug Fields, he ended up finding one. I ended up finding there was 3 of them. The Blue Hawaii was scratched to holy hell. There was some Camden Christmas release. And then this. Now, Elvis Christmas album, yes, I know this isn't the first pressing. Doug's told me about that too. This one here, though, I'm going to show you. This is the front and this is the back. And this is, though, on a beautiful RCA. It is in mono. Okay, very beautiful. This is mint. This is stone cold mint for this Elvis album. The little bit here I can tell you about, like I said, it did come out originally in October '57, but it was a red booklet-like cover featuring promo photos of Jailhouse Rock on the cover itself. They say that it's hard to find the version with the gold gift sticker. There was a sticker affixed to the shrink wrap that said to and from. Maybe King's Court and Mean Mr. Mayo and a few of the other Elvis people can chime in on this. I've never seen it, nor did I ever hear about this. Now, when they ended up reissuing this, the earliest was in '59 for this version, okay? So I just have best here 59 to 67 question mark, but it said that it was on the charts every year of the holiday season until 1962. So like I said, I can't tell. Maybe you guys can with that label I just showed you, but it's somewhere in that time period. It is. So pretty nice to have this version for $1. I couldn't pass that up. Now to jump a little forward, these also were from another Goodwill too, from 1978 Rubicon. Now, first of all, the thing looked weird to begin with. This cover looked really cool. This is the front, this is the back. But Rubicon would be the answer to a musical Jeopardy question, which is, what band that was formed in 1977 featured Jerry Martini from Sly and the Family Stone and future Night Ranger members Jack Blades and Brad Gillis? Yes, the answer would be, what is Rubicon? Because this, I haven't heard this yet. This is on 20th Century. 20th Century, okay? And like I said, I can't wait to hear this. I guess they ended up getting a hit off of this thing. They were a one-hit wonder. I'm going to Take Care of Everything made it to number 28 on the charts. So Rubicon on that one. These next couple are 12-inch singles. One of these here, the Michael Zager Band, Let's All Chant, from late 77, early 78 maybe? I keep mixing dates on this all, okay? Number 1 in disco, number 15 in the soul charts, and number 36 on the Billboard 100. That was the big hit, though, that went through the clubs that year. Trivia point of note, though, his previous year hit Life's a Party from '77, first appearance of a 15-year-old Whitney Houston and her mother Sissy sing background on that. I think that's kind of cool. I'm going to have to check that up on YouTube and see how that sounds. But like I said, it's kind of neat to find this on private stock, which, and then this one here, the last one I've got. Yeah, 12-inch here of Falco's Der Kommissar with the Sound Warehouse price sticker on it. Originally, Falco did this in Austria in 1981. After the Fire covered this in '82. Falco re-released this in '83. This was a novelty hit, though, and it only hit number 78 Billboard on national charts, 74 in Cashbox, but in some of the regional markets it did a little bit better. He would end up having a better hit with Rock Me Amadeus from 1986. Let me show you the label on this one. I always like the old school AM like this. I like this version too, because to me it smacks of 70s, you know, late 70s. This is the front, this is the back. A little trivia note on this one too. Laura Branigan, who was on Atlantic Records, in '83 she ended up doing a song called Deep in the Dark. Now I haven't heard this, but I'm going to have to. From her album Branigan 2, she wrote that song over the melody and the hooks of Der Kommissar. So, you know, go figure on that. And I guess there's UK promo copies of that 45. Other than that, I guess they killed it from being a hit record because of all the Falco and the After the Fire stuff, because it got reignited in '83 for popularity too. So, I know it's been a little bit, but I got a lot of new subs since the last time I was on here. I'll get to those, and then I'll get to my sponsor people that I do. New subs, I hope I get these right, kids. Rohan Tredenik, Cloverfield 911, Ron Haggerty. I've had you before, Haggerty, and I'm glad you're back. Godzilla 12332, H3LL0, which is supposed to sound like hello. Balding Boomer, glad to see you're back too. Steve Rogers, all one word. Adam Withers. My buddy, I know who this is, and I'm so grateful he finally jumped on board. Pumpkinhead fan VHS Forever. He's from my neck of the woods up in Illinois, and I'm glad, I'm not going to mention his name, but he knows who he is, and I'm glad he's here watching this stuff when he can. David Basile, Jeremy Potts, Malcolm Walsh, Simon Barnes, Clive W., and lastly, Vinyl Boy Trigger. I'm really happy to have all of you guys here at Psycho's Platters. I still keep having bigger things for this channel. It just may take me a little longer than I expected. So stay with me, be patient, and if you haven't liked and subbed to this channel, please do so. It would be so greatly appreciated. Now, Wax Museum with Ronnie Dark, Sunday nights, 6 to 9 p.m. Central Standard, along with Night Owl Lounge with Mike Adams from 9 to 10 Central Standard. Thrifty Music Collector Tim Smith and Company. Shindig, the best damn English rock magazine out there. Vinyl Grotto, Doug Fields. Do a new episode, Doug. Doug's been very busy on a secret project I can't tell you about. YouTube Vinyl Community. Without the YouTube Vinyl Community, we would not have any of these videos. Go see also Records and Coffee. They're another new Facebook group. Listen, I'd like to leave you with one final announcement. I will bring this up over the next few episodes. July 15th from 10 to 4 p.m. in Tulsa at Mammoth Comics, there will be a record show in Tulsa. Mighty Psycho will be there for some of that record show. I'd love to meet all you guys out in central U.S. here. All right? Honestly, I would love to gland hand and shake and pat you on the back, and let's talk vinyl. All right, seriously. And also, I might have some other people coming with me too, so that might be some fun as well. So July 15th, Mammoth Comics, Tulsa Record Show. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, next episode, the new Cheap Trick We're All Right CD. I'll be talking about that. So take care, God bless, rock on, and I'll see you next time on the flip side.